So when people get a Thermi, a lot of the questions is around, how do I, it's an awesome machine, but it's a new way of cooking. So, like, what do you recommend new cooks do?
When someone buys a Thermomix, they do have a consultant who delivers it and shows them how to cook with it. Make the most of that. Ask your consultant the questions that you have. Get on the phone and ask them when you have trouble. Don't just sit at home going, I wish I knew what to do, and then I give up, I'm going to put it in the cupboard. Don't do that.
Yep.
The consultant's there to help you. And I don't think there's other appliances much around that do that, so make the most of it. And also get on the Facebook and the websites and stuff and look around. One of my greatest tips is just get on Google, write Thermomix and whatever recipe you're interested in, and you'll probably find it. If you're wanting to know how to make a quiche, Thermomix quiche. If you want to know how to make a chocolate cake, Thermomix chocolate cake. You'll probably get to my blog on that because I've got about 200 chocolates. Kind of addicted to chocolate.
Oh.
Good chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good for your heart. Antioxidants, all good.
That's good. But if you get stuck into it right away with cooking, you won't look back. I think you need to make sure that you're using it every day. Don't put it on the shelf or in the cupboard and say, well, I'll get to that, because you might not. Just straight away, get it out of the box, start using it. Find a recipe in the cookbook that comes with it that's simple, easy, something that you would like, your family would like, and start, getting the hang of how the methods work in the recipes. I don't recommend that generally that people just jump in and straight away try and make something that is like their family favourite recipe, but they're going to do it in the Thermomix instead of on the stovetop. Unless you've got a recipe that's very similar and you can follow the method. Because, like you said, it is a different way of cooking. At first it seems hard at first, but it's not. It's very easy. It's just you need to know the methods. Like, for instance, if you've got let's say you've got a recipe that's got chopped nuts in it. You need to know that you might have to chop those first and put them aside. Or if you've got one that's got grains and you need to grind up the grains, you need to set that aside and then continue with the recipe. So you've got the dry bowl. So things like that. You might have to just juggle the order of the recipe. Also, when the Thermomix is new, I think it's important to straight away get into using the Varoma. Start with recipes that use the Varoma. A lot of people that I've met that have had their Thermomix for 5, 6, 7 years, I met some people in an area where there hadn't been a consultant for a long time, and I took over that area, and I met so many of them that had never used their Varoma, and I was absolutely gobsmacked because I use mine every day. If you have a large family or you like to cook enough for leftovers for work lunches or school lunches, you need to use your Varoma. It makes a lot of food. So I tell people find recipes with the Varoma that are simple, and I've got a whole list of them if anyone wants them. And just get into using it straight away. There is a lot of great ones online and in the books. So there's a heating element in the bottom of the bowl, and it heats the liquids or pasta or whatever that's in the bowl, and then you can steam on top at the same time. So you might have a sauce cooking in the bowl, or a liquid with rice or potatoes or something in the basket inside the bowl, and then on the top you might have meat and veggies, omelette, bread rolls, all sorts of things cooking on the top. The thing also with the pitfalls, I would say, is be really careful not to over chop. Less is more. I
wondered about that.
Because the Thermomix is so powerful, it's very easy to have soup instead of salad. The first time I made the beetroot salad, I don't know what I did. I probably mixed it for 5 seconds instead of 3, and it was dip. So I added a heap of almonds and whizzed it right up, and we had dip.
That's
and the first time I made the coleslaw... That's right, I meant to do that. The first time I made coleslaw, it was mush. And so I added water and stock and made soup. But that was a little odd with the apple in it. But anyway. We didn't make that one again.
Yeah.
So I usually recommend chopping on speed 4 when you're new to the Thermomix, because on speed 4, everything kind of bounces into the middle, and you can take the cap off and watch, and you can see when it's ready. So instead of 3 seconds, the salad might take 10 or 15, and so you've got a bit more time. I get people at demos that are chatting, and they miss the salad because it took 3 seconds or 5 seconds, and they're like, oh, what did you do there? I'm like, sorry, you were talking, you missed it. Sometimes I get people say, oh, I've made things in the Thermomix that just taste bland. That's not the Thermomix's fault, sorry. It's like a saucepan on a stovetop. What you put into it is what you get out of it. It's not magic. You do need to put in the ingredients that you want to make it taste the way you want. So if you like spicy food, add extra spices. I'm more into the spicy, rich foods. So the recipes in the Everyday Cookbook I generally tweak to make spicier, richer, stronger flavours. So, you know, it might say 50 grams of tomato paste and I add 100. So long as you're not going over that 2 litre mark, you can up the spices, up the tomato paste, up the stock if you need to, the stock concentrate, to make it taste the way that your family likes.
Yeah.
Or if it's too salty, take the stock down. Some people don't put salt in their cooking, so they want to use less stock. That's fine. Just, you know, taste as you go.
Yeah.
But it's really just like cooking in a saucepan on a stovetop. You don't have to be scared of it. Anything you can do on the stovetop, you can do in the Thermomix bowl. Plus, it's chopping for you. Plus, it's stirring for you. Plus, you can walk away. And plus, you can steam at the same time.
See, that's just incredible.
Yeah. So it's definitely a new way of cooking, but not a difficult way.